Good evening, Vols fans. This is Uncle Bear tuning in with you today, just doing some more brain dumping. Um, Man, so incredible, painful loss. Just a great game, a game by both teams. Just so disappointing, but because it just seemed like we were out of it. I get it, woulda, coulda, shoulda. I don't really like moral victories, but I will say that it does feel very good to be at least competitive. I don't care what Georgia fans say or really any other Vols hater fan says. Um, they don't want to see us in the playoffs this year, is what I know. They just don't. I feel like this is one of those games where Tennessee is just not afraid of them anymore. And from now on, I mean, it was just such a big game because there were so many recruits there. And, you know, I don't know how they feel about this game, but I hope they all had a great time. But I will say that, man, I want to say it was maybe like the second to the last series, like when they ran the ball for, three times in a row, just three and out. I'm like, dude, like that series is what's going to get us beat right there because it was a momentum killer. And now all of a sudden all the players are just like nervous and stiff, and when you're stiff, that's when you lose. Like, you know what I'm saying? And even though they had the ball last to end the game and they were going for a field goal, I'm like, I don't know, man. I just don't trust this kicker. He looks scared. I've seen him miss a couple of field goals before that I feel like he should have hit, and so I just wasn't really sure. I thought maybe the moment was too big for him. But hats off to Georgia. They won. I don't know if we'll play him next year or even if we'll be able to play him again in a while because of the new way they're going to be scheduling teams next year. But I mean, they brought it. I mean, the thing is that if you would have asked me a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, whenever Nico left the team, um, if you'd asked me like then if we could beat Georgia, I would have been like, no, like we're not ready. We don't even know who we are. You know what I mean? We had some pretty good backups, but if the coach isn't confident in them quite yet, I don't really know what to make of that other than we just got to wait and see until there's that it factor. And I think Joey has that egg factor. It's kind of weird because you know UCLA saw what Joey Aguilar had before Tennessee did, obviously because they had him, and so man, all I know is that greed doesn't get you anything. To all the recruits, whether you come to Tennessee or not, um, I would say, yeah, go get your money and stuff, but look at Nico Iamaleava's situation when you make it all about the money and and don't really choose like what type of path you want, you're just kind of fickle and like you can mess up your career. And so all I gotta say is no matter where you go, you can choose to go to Tennessee or you can choose to go to any other school. But wherever you go, you gotta put in that work. Like you gotta put in that work. You can't go in there with the expectations of just because the world tells me that I'm great, maybe I slouch off here and there. Because the truth is, the other players on other teams they're coming after you, you know. And so I'm very excited that we have a baller at QB again. Really haven't had one since Hendon Hooker, and we'll see what happens the rest of this year. I feel like Tennessee overall has a pretty relative easy schedule, but overall, I mean, yeah, we got to play Bama, but they don't quite scare me as much, even though we got to play on the road. Same with Florida. They don't really scare me as bad. I felt like Georgia was going to be our biggest test, at least on this regular season schedule. And it was a great game. And so I think it being early, I think, even though it stings, hopefully the leaders on that team get together and gather the team together and be like, hey, guys, like, let's stay focused. Let's go get another one. Yeah, we lost this one, but let's not make that same mistake again. Let's elevate. Let's go. Anyways, um, in real life, treat yourself like that too. If you're going through a bad situation or a hard time, don't give up. Like just keep going. Yeah, today was a bad day, so go get some sleep and let's try again tomorrow. But anyways, y'all have a blessed day. Have a blessed weekend. You know, um, just go Vols and let's keep going. God bless.